Now the fair consort of Tithonus old, arisen from her mate's beloved arms, looked palely o'er the eastern cliff, her brow, lucent with jewels, glittered, set in sign of that chill animal who with his train smites fearful nations, and where then we were, 2 steps of her ascent the night had passed, and now the third was closing up its wing, when I, who had so much of Adam with me, sank down upon the grass, o'ercome with sleep, there where all 5 were seated, in that hour, when near the dawn the swallow her sad lay, remembering happy ancient grief renews, and with our minds more wanderers from the flesh, and lest by thought restrained are elsewhere full of holy divination in their dreams. Then in a vision did I seem to view a golden feathered eagle in the sky, with open wings and hovering for descent, and I was in that place methought from whence young Ganymede from his associates reft, was snatched aloft to the high consistory. Perhaps, thought I within me, here alone, he strikes his quarry and elsewhere disdains to pounce upon the prey. Therewith, it seemed, a little wheeling in his airy tour, terrible as the lightning rushed you down, and snatched me upward even to the fire, though both, I thought, the eagle and myself, did burn, and so intense th imagined flames, that needs my sleep was broken off, as erst. Achilles shook himself, and round him rolled, his wakened eyeballs wondering where he was, ween as his mother had from Chiron fled, to Scyros with him sleeping in her arms. E'en thus I shook me, soon as from my face the slumber parted, turning deadly pale, like one eye struck with dread. Solo at my side, my comfort stood, and the bright sun was now more than 2 hours aloft, and to the sea my looks were turned. Fear not, my master cried, assured we are at happy point, thy strength. Shrink not, but rise dilated, thou art come to purgatory now. Lo, there the cliff, that circling bounds it, lo, the entrance there, where it doth seem disparted, ere the dawn ushered the daylight, when thy wearied soul slept in thee, all the flowery veil beneath. A lady came, and thus bespake me, I am Lucia, suffer me to take this man, who slumbers, easier so his way shall speed. Sordella and the other gentle shapes, tarrying she bare thee up, and as day shone, this summit reached, and I pursued her steps. Here did she place thee, first her lovely eyes, that open entrance showed me, then at once she vanished with thy sleep, like one whose doubts, much as by certainty and terror turned, to comfort on discovery of the truth. Such was the change in me, and as my guide beheld me fearless up along the cliff, he morphed and I behind him towards the height. Reader, thou markest how my theme doth rise, nor wonder therefore if more artfully I propped the structure. Nearer now we drew, a rift whence in that part where first a breach, as of a wall appeared, I could descry a portal and 3 steps beneath that led, for inlet there of different colour each, and one who watched, but spake not yet a word. As more and more mine I did stretch its view, I marked him seated on the highest step, in visage such as passed my power to bear, grasped in his hand a naked sword clanged back, the raised so toward me that I oft in vain my sight directed. Speak from whence ye stand, he cried. What would ye? Where is your escort? Take heed your coming up would harm you not. A heavenly dame, not skilless of these things, replied the instructor, told us even now. Pass that way, here the gate is. And may she, befriending prosper your ascent, resound. The courteous keeper of the gate, come then, before our steps. We straightway thither came. The lowest stair was marble white so smooth and polished that therein my mirrored form distinct I saw, the next a few more dark, then sable's grain, a rough and singed block, cracked lengthwise and across. The third that lay, massy above, seemed porphyry that flamed, red as the life blood spouting from a vein. On this God's angel either foot sustained, upon the threshold seated, which appeared a rock of diamond. Up the trinal steps my leader cheerily drew me. Ask, said he, with humble heart, that he unbar the bolt. Piously at his holy feet devolved. I cast me, praying him for pity's sake, that he would open to me, but first fell, thrice on my bosom prostrate, 7 times, the letter that denotes the inward stain. He on my forehead with the blunted point of his drawn sword inscribed, and look, he cried, when entered, that thou wash these scars away. Ashes or earth tear and dry out of the ground, were of one colour with the robe he wore. From underneath that vestment forth he drew 2 keys of metal twain, the one was gold, its fellow silver, with the pallid first, and next the burnished he so plied the gate, as to content me well, whenever one faileth of these, that in the keyhole straight, it turn not to this alley then expect, access in vain. Such were the words he spake. One is more precious, but the other needs skill and sagacity, large share of each, ere its good task to disengage the knot be worthily performed. From Peter these I hold of him instructed that I err, rather in opening than in keeping fast, so but the suppliant at my feet implore. Then of that hallowed gate he thrust the door, exclaiming, Enter, but this warning here, he forth again departs who looks behind. As in the hinges of that sacred ward, the swivels turned, sonorous metal strong. Harsh was the grating, nor so surlily roared the Tarpeian, when by force bereft of good Metellus thenceforth from his loss, to leanness doomed, attentively I turned, listening the thunder that first issued forth. And we praise thee, O God, methought I heard, in accents blended with sweet melody. The strains came on mine ear, e'en as the sound of choral voices that in solemn chant with organ mingle, and now high and clear, come swelling, now float indistinct away,